And we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 106, where we discuss recent K-pop news and events, have a visit from Cousin Harold, and give you the state of the nation. Let's get it. All right, news and events from last week. The first segment is revolving around BTS and Big Hit, but we're titling the segment BTS Album Announced. On September 28th at midnight in Korean Standard Time, Big Hit Entertainment announced that BTS will return with a brand new album on November 20th. Pre-orders for the upcoming album, titled B, just the letters B and E, we don't know what that means or anything, they already began today on September 28th. And future details will come out in the future, of course. So we don't have many details. They just released like the title and said it's happening. But this is a long pre-order set, like time period. It's almost 2 months. They are gonna break tons of records, I think, again with this one, right?
Yes.
So, in other BTS news, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon announced that viewers can expect 5 nights of performances by BTS starting today on September 28th.
Wow.
Each episode will feature a performance by BTS and other interview/comedy segments, with some being filmed at Gyeongbokgung Palace in Korea.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Additionally,
Hey.
BTS also delivered a special message at the 75th United Nations General Assembly on September 23rd. The group was invited as speakers by the Group of Friends of Solidarity for Global Health Security to talk about the difficulties that future generations will face because of COVID-19. BTS previously spoke at the 73rd General Assembly in 2018.
Right.
Spoke for
Wow.
UN twice. Oh my goodness.
They doing some crazy things. The
Yeah.
fact that we're getting 2 full albums in a calendar year, that's kind of nutty, right?
So it's confirmed for a full studio album. It's not a
I believe so. I believe it's a full studio album.
Wow.
That is okay. That is gonna be interesting. I'm very excited.
If I have my numbers right, I think they already sold 6 to 7 million albums this year.
Oh my-
Even
yeah.
if this one doesn't sell as much, I think it's pretty it'll be pretty easy for them to clear 10 million albums sold this year.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of albums, right?
Wild. Yeah.
That's nuts. But in other BTS/Big Hit news, Big Hit Entertainment has canceled the offline portion, the in-person portion of BTS's October concert, BTS's Map of the Soul 1. So I think that was going to be held in Seoul, and they were going to try to have people there, just socially distanced. But they more or less decided we can't do that. So it's going to be exclusively online.
That's
Dang.
understandable.
And then
Yeah.
lastly, it was announced that Big Hit Entertainment stock will begin at 135,000 won, which is around $115 USD per share, which is the maximum of the previously reported range that people were expecting. So it went on the high end.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
all the,
shifted up.
the highest end it could possibly be that people were expecting. Yeah. And it's expected to go public on October 15th, so pretty soon, in like 2 weeks.
I wonder if there will be like rich fans who are just gonna buy stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Probably will be, right? Like
I know
Yeah.
it's a struggle as Americans to buy Korean stock. You have to do it through like a side broker and a side account,
is it?
things like that. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
not that obvious to do it.
never mind.
But you know, if there's a will, there's a way, right? Like,
Yeah.
like
You'll
come
find
on.
it.
I'm sure you can figure it out somehow. Overall, though, it's like this year for BTS and Big Hit as a whole has been crazy. I don't think they're even moved into that new building yet, like the crazy one that they're
Oh.
building. So, kind of nutty.
Yeah, I've been asking for like a thesis piece from BTS for a while, right? They have crazy records, crazy numbers, crazy amounts of popularity and fans, and my sentiment always has been like, I really want like a really, really well made album from them, and maybe this one will be the
Maybe
be
this
the
one. I know a lot of fans
the
are probably
one.
satisfied with previous albums, but maybe for Warren, because he's a stickler for album composition and things like that, this one might be the one for you. I just made a pun
Ooh.
there. Oh,
You made the same pun I just made.
I did. I wasn't paying attention. All right, let's go to the second segment. NCT and SM development. So Anita, you might need to help me clarify some of this, but
Ooh.
during NCT 2020, that's what I'm going to call them, first V Live broadcast, it was shared that 2 units will be created for songs for NCT 2020 on their upcoming album, which is dropping on October 12th, which will contain 12 tracks and feature 23 members. That's solid, right? The first unit will release a song called Make a Wish, which is a hip-hop dance track, and the second will be called From Home, which is a ballad mixing Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
That's a lot of languages for one song.
Yeah. So additionally, there will also be 2 secret units for NCT 2020 Resonance Part 2, which was announced for November. So they already announced
Part
2
2.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The member lineups for all 4 of these units are available online, so go look them up. I don't know if they're confirmed, but people are saying these are the people that are going to be in the 4 units. So Anita, do you have any comments about this?
It's very interesting. I think when I found out that it was a double title release, right? I didn't expect them to be technically done in units. So I thought, oh, everybody's going to do one, everyone's going to do the other as well, so that all members are involved in both title tracks. But it's not like that.
So it's like a fourth, right? Each time.
Yeah.
What?
So if you look at the unit numbers, like the number of people per unit, it's, I believe, there's always people left out. Like there's never like a full 23 track unit, which means that some of them will not get to sing in some of these songs. So it's gonna be like a alignment switching that to promote this album as well, which is interesting. I know that there's some people that are kind of like divided on that because it creates like weird like fan relationships as far as like, this person deserved to be in this song or like that kind of stuff, which I don't think is good for the group as well. But it's interesting. They're trying something out.
So from what I could tell, Warren, right? I know Warren's a little bit confused. So Make-A-Wish and From Home are the 2 title tracks for the first album, right?
Right.
Make-A-Wish is being released on the 12th, which is when the album drops, and then From Home's released a week later on the 19th. So those are 2 separate title track music videos.
Right. The music video is dropping later, but the track is being released with the album.
No. The Make-A-Wish track and music video drops when the album drops on the 12th.
That's right. And the second song is gonna drop. The song is gonna drop at the first song as an album, but the music video is gonna drop
coming
later.
a week later. Yep, we're good. We're good on that.
Oh, we're good.
And then
I'm not confused.
And then they're probably doing the same exact thing in November again
For the
with
second
2
part.
other units.
Right. I mean,
That's
I think
a lot of content for NCT fans, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
I know the comparison between NCT has always been that they have benchmarked the Japanese group AKB48. I mean, this feels like a little bit more in that direction, right? I mean, if you look at their single releases, there is a Senbatsu track, which is like the main track, which has like the main 20-ish people lineup. And then they have like second tracks and third tracks, and then fourth tracks, which have like special other lineups that have... Actually, I don't think they have a lineup with the Senbatsu lineup. But it's kind of in this direction where like there isn't a track with like all of AKB members, because that makes sense. You can't have 100 people
There's
in one
too
track.
many.
Why the heck would you do that? It kind of makes sense to do that here too, but even though they only have 23 people,
Anita,
split it up.
dude. So from what I'm reading, so there's not going to be a music video with 23 dudes. One music video.
I don't think so. No, that's not what they're advertising. At least.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's a good thing. You go look at the AKB music videos; they're like cutting between people every second. Like it's impossible to find your favorite person. Like
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like I see the pros to it, of course, because there's probably going to be better visual distribution, line distribution, right? Like maybe
also
more fair.
people genre fit's going to be better, I would say.
Hopefully,
Right.
yeah, I hope
Hopefully.
so. But I think there's still, from outsiders' perspective, right? Like from the fans' perspective, they might see that as, like, oh no, I wanted this person in this group, or like I like this song, but this person doesn't get to be in that song. I don't know. I guess it can create division from a unit, like a group as a whole perspective. But I feel like it would be very hard to do a song with 23 people, like to make a comeback where you are including every single person and nobody feels like, oh, they didn't get enough lines, they didn't get enough screen time. I don't know. I think this is their solution to having this many members at one time, and they want to utilize them at one time. But it's interesting. It's interesting, and I hope that it works. I hope that it doesn't create division.
I mean, you can never satisfy everybody.
Exactly.
Well, no,
yeah.
my guess is that there'll be a like an online concert after this happens, right? They release both of them.
Maybe.
We might get a 23-person like stage there. I
Please
think.
don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No, how are you gonna coordinate 23 people on stage?
I mean, they did it with the previous NCT big group stuff.
And I didn't like it. Be honest. Okay.
Like an NCT, like just general
Boss,
NCT
right?
concert.
I mean, I mean, they've done it at end of the year concerts. I've seen
Have
them
they?
with a ton of people, right,
Okay.
Anita? Am I
Yeah,
wrong
they've
with that?
they've
No.
performed all together
Yeah.
in the stage. I would
I don't know.
say.
Maybe I'm too conservative with my musical performance.
I mean, judging on your review of ONEWE. But so this is the other interesting thing. There's two things, but the first one, it has also been reported that NCT 2020 will have their own Mnet reality program, NCT World
Ooh.
2.0, which is weird
there's
because
this, okay.
SM has a contentious relationship with Mnet
Right.
historically, so it seems like it's not that bad right now, right? So that's
Friends
something.
again. Yeah.
And lastly, Isuman, who obviously is the head of SM, he's been confirmed to have participated in the production of Luna's comeback album, which is called Midnight, which drops on October 19th. And then a side note that the group will also hold an online concert the day after on the 20th via My Music Taste.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's some interesting stuff. This whole NCT thing, it's gonna be fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna cover NCT like 4 times in maybe 6 weeks. It seems right.
oh
That's-
yeah.
Right, that's the implications for
That's
us.
what it seems like.
And a
Yeah,
lot of like Taeyong and like.
I mean
Mark, like-
so I think a lot of people know we title our songs based on, I mean, our episodes each week by like the biggest group because we need to get good clicks, that kind of thing, right? I think everyone understands that. There might be like 4 NCT titles like in six episodes if no one else big comes back, right? Like that could be weird.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get to the quick takes. The first one, on September 22nd, Billboard released the weekly and monthly K-pop 100 chart on the Billboard Korea website. So this is a chart in Korea by Billboard. The chart will be determined by Naver and Vibe streaming and download data, radio and TV play, and Hanto digital data. So it seems like Billboard is trying to have a chart in Korea specifically.
It's going to be interesting.
That's kind of interesting, right? Because Billboard historically does U.S. market, but a couple weeks ago they did like a chart that's worldwide, and they did a chart worldwide minus the U.S., right? So they seem to be trying to globalize their whole charts and all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting how they chose Naver and Vibe in specific.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. That it's
Right.
weird that they chose those ones.
There's a lot of streaming platforms, and it's difficult to say the streaming patterns in Naver and Vibe is representative of everything in Korea. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
But the next one, K Contact 2020 Season 2, they announced their first and second lineups. So the first lineup consists of Sunmi, AB6, Park Ji-hoon, Card, Luna, Mamamoo, and Ha-sung-un. And the second lineup is Ace, Everglow, JO1. Is that how I say it, Anita?
Yes, JO1.
JO1, Uptension Zusak, Ian Sang, On and Off, The Boys, and Joseon Young. I see Warren's face right here. I think there's a rocket missing in these choices, right? Yeah.
I've been let down.
Well, there's gonna be more lineups, right? Because IZ*ONE, the children of Mnet, aren't in this
Right.
yet, right? So there's bound to be more lineups, I would say.
Okay, well, my eyes are on you on that. If you want my money,
Next, YG. They have a new building, which is now completed, and will contain 14 floors, a second floor full cafeteria, basement sports/recreation zone, a 2-floor auditorium, 7 dance practice rooms, 7 recording studios, and 30 music studios.
oh my.
Additionally, so it's built right next door to the old building, right? And the first floor of the old building will be converted to a fan zone. I like that.
Oh, fan zone.
So you know how like SM has SM Town? I think
Right.
it's great that these companies are starting to have more like experiences for tourists and even Koreans who want to just have like K-pop experiences in Seoul, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a really smart idea, honestly.
It's a tourist
YG?
spot now.
Also teased an image of an alien
Oh, what?
with the words "Who's next?" and the date October 16th, and we have no clue what that means.
Alien.
there's an alien. So if you guys want to, if Warren and Anita want to click the link, you'll click it and be like, it's an alien picture. I don't really know what it is.
An alien. It's a very classic looking alien with a round head.
Some people
those,
think it's like
eyes.
G-Dragon or something. That's what some people were thinking.
Could it be?
Other people were like, if it's not one of the Blackpink girls' solo stuff, they're gonna be pissed. I heard that too.
My guess is gonna go to Icon, personally.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I think if they were making a Big Bang thing, it would have been a bigger deal.
Or maybe it's
does kinda
Mino's
make
solo
sense.
album that they talked about.
Oh, wait,
That could be it as well.
a thing too. That could be a thing.
But next, CL officially joined Weverse today on September 28th.
What?
She became the first soloist to join the platform and posted that she will be releasing more singles and a full album beginning in October. So in October, starting there, she's going to start releasing content, essentially.
Wow.
Additionally, FNC's upcoming boy group P1 Harmony will be joining the platform Weverse on October 5th, ahead of their debut, which is in October at some point. They will become the first non-big hit related group to join the platform.
True.
Okay. So you know how like
wow.
so Weverse is essentially like fan cafes, right?
Right.
This is more or less. Who runs the standard one, Warren? Like, is it
What do you mean runs the standard one?
like wait, what am I trying to say? Like, so fan cafes are on this app, right? Who runs like the main app for fan cafes?
Weverse, basically.
No, I'm not talking about
Right.
Weverse. I'm talking like the historical one because I know like
it's usually on Naver or Down.
okay, that's what I was looking for.
Right. Down Kakao or Naver NHN.
It's a big move that like non-big hit umbrella people are starting to join their fan cafe network Weverse
right.
app thing, right?
A couple weeks ago, right? Like we heard the news that like Big Hit is like kind of writing themselves out as an IT company, right? As a platform service. That kind of makes sense. This kind of makes sense. They're building a platform.
CL's a big get, right? I think.
Did not expect that.
Right. CL's an interesting get. Getting FNC's new boy group, that's also an interesting get.
It kind of marks that like existing groups are kind of locked in to the service they're on, right? The platform they're on, because that's
Right.
where they've been. But these new people and people who become independent, seems like there's more options for them now. And it seems like Weverse is where it's at least right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would be cool to see if they add any more people in the future. But next, Pocket Doll Studio, which was formed by MBK and Interpark, will debut a 9-member boy group. I think it's called Bay 173 before the end of 2020. Members will include
173 bays.
yeah, members will include X1's Hangyul and Dohyun. Also, they're in H&D. Bay 173 is, well, it stands for before anyone else. I guess that is your Bay, right? With 1 representing perfection and 73 representing the group's lucky number. I don't know why a group needs a lucky number, but
okay.
Why is 1 representing perfection?
I don't, because you're the one. You're Bay,
The
I
only
guess.
one.
Okay, I guess.
You're,
Wow.
Okay.
this next one's interesting. BI has been appointed as an executive director in Jo In-sung's agency, IOK Company, which is typically an actor label, right?
Right.
Oh.
Jo In-sung is a very famous actor in Korea.
Yeah, he's like an A-list actor. But BI is currently listed as an artist under the agency 131 label, which is rumored to be a label he established for himself. It's kind of weird, though, to not even just be incorporated into this agency, but to be like an executive director all of a sudden, right?
Wow.
That's interesting moves, big moves.
Next one's kind of, the next two are kind of sad, I would say. Former AOA member Kwon Mina has terminated her contract with Woody Actors and would be taking a break from the entertainment industry. I hope someone's watching for her, because like
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that has happened to her, it was like, Woody Actors came in and were dealing like with the PR and like helping her out with resources. We'll have to see. This next one, finally some closure. So the Korean Supreme Court has rejected the appeal made by Jun Jun-young and former CM Blue member Choi Jong-hoon for charges related to illegal filming and distribution of sexual videos. That was those Kakao Talk rooms back in like a year ago.
No man, yeah.
Jung has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment and Choi to 2.5 years.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let's not talk about those. Obviously, I'm happy that justice got served in any form, but personally, I think they should get more. But that's just the system that they're in.
I agree.
We're at comebacks and releases now. Warren, hit us with them.
October 2nd on Friday, we have Blackpink with the release of their full album. YouTube live stream, guys, come join. October 5th on Monday, we have the debut of ONEWE, as well as the comeback of SF9. In other confirmed release news, we have AILI for October 6th. Cosmic Girls' Chocomi unit featuring Subin, Luda, Yerim, and Taeyong on October 7th. Golden Child also on October 7th. Dawn on October 9th. Pentagon October 12th. Very Very October 13th. Luna October 19th. Twice for October 26th. AILI returning again sometime in October, and ONEWE by the end of 2020.
October's gonna be stacked, everyone. I don't know
That time of the year, boys.
It always is.
That time of the year.
Additionally, I heard that Nickun was on Eric Nam's podcast, and he said that they're planning to drop an album. 2 p.m. is gonna drop an
2
album
p.m.
by. But this no. Here's the thing though. He said by mid 2021. That could mean anything.
Okay.
But he said
all right. It's okay.
that happened though. Cosmic Girl unit. That's interesting. Twice. We are getting 2 comebacks this year. I know more and more it was hit or miss with a lot of people. We'll see what happens with that.
We'll see what happens.
But obviously the big thing, Blackpink's The Album, Friday, October 2nd. Check out our live stream. Could be a very historic day, I think, for a lot of. I think it's a. I don't want to hype it up too much, right? But the potential of that album could change things, I would say.
It could be something that puts Blackpink on a really another level of things, or it could be
just based on what the anticipated sales are, because people think it's going to be well over 1 million, just on pre-order.
Sales aside, it could also be a bit of a flop musically.
We'll have to see though. But
we'll see.
We're now at Fuego takes and hot takes. Fuego takes. What is that? Hot takes and Fuego questions with Cousin Harold. Today's another Fuego question, so I will go get Cousin Harold.
Okay.
Alrighty. You know what's really interesting though? 2 p.m.
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard of 2 p.m.?
It's been a
Because I
while.
kind of grew up with 2 p.m. Right.
Yes.
Yes. I used to again and again used to be that. I took
yes.
that was the thing back in the day.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello there.
The only thing that's more outdated than 2 p.m. is Warren's style. But
My style is.
the question of the day is, if the crew were really good trainees and had received offers from every non-Big Four agency, which would they choose to go into? Boom. Bye.
Bye.
I've always thought that fashion style of Harold is kind of, but
yeah, I don't know why Harold's ragging on Warren's style, because he has more style than me objectively. The question, Warren was frozen a little.
He pisses on me every week, that lad.
Yeah, I think he doesn't say anything about me. Yo, you're back. I don't think he says anything about me because we'll just kick him out of the house if he says anything. But the Fuego question of the week. Again, if the crew were really good trainees and had received offers from every non-Big Four agency, what we mean by Big Four is SM, YG, JYP, and Big Hit, which agency would they choose to enter? And this is by Yi on our server. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to Yi. Okay. Tough question. I'm very curious if Warren's going to choose Woolham or not. That was my main thing.
Okay, as much as I love Woolham, it's kind of only because Rocket Punch is there, so I'm not gonna pick Woolham. I'll let you guys go first though.
Let's just go around first and say what agency we're choosing, right?
Okay.
I have mine. It was one of two.
Okay, what were your 2?
Okay.
The 2 that I was deciding between was if I wanted to go into Cube, right? Or if I wanted to go into Dreamcatcher Company, which is technically old Happy Face.
Interesting.
But I then looked up what is Happy Face, and they seem to make companies now for each of their groups. So I don't know if that counted. So I settled on choosing Cube. But what about you guys? I don't know how much prep you did for this.
No,
I'm putting you on the spot.
I actually found it kind of hard. Okay. So I kind of had a short list.
Oh, okay, that's fine too.
Short list. Oh my goodness.
What's your short list, Anita?
Well, funny enough, I also considered Happy Face Entertainment or the Dreamcatcher company structure, just because I think when I was thinking about companies and like what I would want to do if I was an artist, right? I think the commitment to a certain color or like sound to an artist is very important. So I like that Dreamcatcher.
That was exactly my reasoning.
Right. I think I was looking for companies that had that kind of vibe where they very much like to push the sound and like be concrete and like not really switch it up too much. Even if it's on trend or not, like just retaining that uniqueness. So I thought that was really good from Happy Face, right? The entertainment structure they are under from Dreamcatcher. But I had 3 other ones that I was.
Oh my god!
thinking.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
2 of them, I feel like I value them for the amount of commitment they have for their artists and how they promote it. But one of them, they don't have any girl groups at the moment, so I can't judge them on like, can they actually do everything? Like, can they only do guy groups? So that company was KQ Entertainment, and the most
80s
notable
company, yeah,
80s, right?
80s. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, 80s company KQ. They have a interesting array of artists. I think they have a couple of solo artists. One of them being Maddox, who was on Sign here. If you saw the show, but very interesting sound. And as far as 80s goes, quality music videos and a good emphasis on dancing. Like their dancing and the quality of like their whole performance side is very cool. But they don't have experience with girl groups, so that's where I kind of I don't know if this is a good choice. The other runner-up was Play M Entertainment. So
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Right. So Play M Entertainment is mostly known for A-Pink, Victon, and most recently Weekly. Yeah, and as far as like managing girl groups, Play M I think has definitely showed they can do it, and they are successful at it. And I'm really, really excited for Weekly, especially with their debut. I thought it was very solid, very appropriate. So I like where they're going with that. I feel like I don't know if it retains like a quality in sound, but they know what they're doing as far as like progression in sound. Yeah, so I felt like Play M is a pretty interesting choice as well. But I think the number one company that I would consider, and again, they don't have girl groups yet.
KQ? Are you joining KQ?
No.
This is first girl
company.
group from K.
No? What are you joining?
Company. So
how many groups?
I've been swayed by the recent comeback of this group and how the quality in the production and concept, that is Cracker Entertainment.
Really?
The
Boys. The boys.
Here's a little like, not a spoiler, but a little hint as to why I chose it too. There's been a lot of rumors that a lot of people that have been working with SM have been transferring to Cracker Entertainment. So that's why a lot of the sound, a lot of the production sounds very SM-like. So I feel like it makes sense. They're kind of using those talents, right? But in production with a different group. And it's been really cool. I think a lot of the title tracks and just overall concepts that the boys has been releasing are very, very interesting. And most recently with the Stealer, the concept and the music video is very, very cool. So I feel like if they could do something like that, but with a girl group or with a girl solo artist, I don't know what kind they might release, but that'd be really interesting because I don't think we've seen that from them yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we talk about this in general, Warren, what company are you joining?
Should I do my explanations now, or do you just want the 2 companies?
I want the 2 companies first.
My first pick would be Cube, and my second pick would be P Nation.
I was gonna mention P Nation right after this. God,
you and God.
We have the same. We're thinking the same things.
I don't want to be in your group though. Like,
all right, you join P Nation, then let me go to Cube.
I want to join Cube.
All right, I'll go P Nation then. I'll argue for P Nation.
Okay, right. Yeah, you can go to P Nation. You can date people.
That's true, I guess.
That's true.
I mean, I mean, I could date. That don't mean I will. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Okay.
Hey, let's talk about those two real quick. Yeah.
Okay. I think for me, Cube, if you are a talented individual at Cube, right? I just feel like Cube just oozes talent. That's like the main thing there's something about Cube that just feels cool. Like all of Cube groups just feel cool for some reason to me. At least the perception of them. Like I see a Cube group, I'm like, I want to be in a Cube group. That sounds fun. 4 Minute back in the day, right? Pentagon's kind of cool. G-Idol's just cool in general, right?
So you want to join 4 Minute or G-Idol, which is all girl band.
I'm saying that just the style of all Cube groups, they all have a certain swagger to them.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay, I can see that.
The other company I was debating, on top of some of the ones I said, was Starship, just because I feel like they're a big company. They kind of know what they're doing. They're very stable, I would say. But I feel like
money as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like joining Starship would have been a little bit of a cop out, even though it's a choice you can make, right?
Right.
I mean, it's one of the better choices you can make. They're very well rounded. That being said, I chose Cube for a completely different reason.
Oh, are you going to talk because you could produce and stuff with them?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
The thing that stands out with me about Cube, right, is like when I see G-Idol, right, I was really surprised at like how much creative freedom Soyeon had. That being said, she does put a lot of effort into it, right? She does these like big presentations about what the concept should be and like what the direction should be for production, towards like the high ups of Cube. That having worked at a company, man, that would be scary as heck. I'm not gonna lie, like that would be scary. But like, if I'm an artist, I think half of the fun is performing, obviously, but half of the fun is gonna be like the creative process and like getting my hands all dirty in that, experience of being able to create this creative thing, like that sounds really fun. Yeah, that's what I do as a hobby. So I would really like to take part in that. And it looks like Cube is one of those companies that lets me do that. Outside of the big four companies. So
I guess for me, like if I always thought like, let's say my face improved dramatically, right? Magically overnight. I'm imagining if I was a handsome mother, and like and I had all these companies wanting me. Let's say I'm like I still think like I don't think maybe we get a good face, but I don't think I'd get a ton of talent, right? I just think like I'm pretty good, right? Like you know what I mean? So for me, I want to be like the ultimate filler member. You know what I mean? Like someone who's just like I'm like sub vocal 2, rapper number 2, but I'm like the fun guy, the guy in all the funny videos who they put on Variety because I'm entertaining, right? That kind of thing. I
feel like you could like end up being like the host of a radio for like 2 years.
Yeah, that'd be what I want.
Eventually, make yourself to like talk shows, and like next thing you know.
And then once the idol thing's over, like I could be just a variety guy, like have a second career. That would be like what I would try to do, right?
So you want to be Kwang Hee?
I guess. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, that guy's like fungus. He never goes away. Like he's had a really great career, better than.
What do you mean fungus?
I don't know. He called himself a cock. I saw him call himself a cockroach. Like you can't get rid of me. Like, and he's proud of that because so many other people have come and gone. But since I want to be like an ultimate filler member, so like the group, honestly, like. What I do doesn't matter all that much. You know what I mean? Like my talent, I'm just kind of there. I'm cool, right? So that being said, I want to be in a group that comes off like this group is cool. People like this group. They have a swagger, right? For me, all of the Cube groups have that kind of thing going on, and I think a lot of the times maybe I just like Cube groups, but I really like Cube groups. I like 4 Minute, G-Idol, B2B, right? Pentagon. I kind of like all those groups and the concepts they go with. They don't do like super traditional like bubblegum or anything like that because I can't do bubblegum, right? Let's be honest here. It ain't happening. They don't do that.
We don't know that.
No. So I think Cube would be cool for that. In terms of P Nation though, right? I think the main draw for P Nation is the potential. Like what can happen, right? We got Psy there, right? The guy who climbed the mountain that is K-pop. Right? Regardless of if you think it was just because of he went viral or not. He climbed the mountain, right? Global superstar. Currently, if we think of P Nation, it's a bunch of really talented solo artists. I call it kind of a land of misfit toys. Like, it's an interesting group of people that he's brought together. but all super talented in their own ways with their own unique style, whatever.
Quite established too.
Yeah, we got like Haze, Hyuna, Crush, like Dawn, we got Jessie. We got this interesting mix of people, right? And he is rumored to be trying to make a group in the future, right?
That'd be so interesting.
And from what we've seen, everything that P Nation has put out has been pretty interesting and cool and pretty good. The level of quality has been really high from everything we've seen from them.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, I like Jessie, but I don't think she's like the most gen population popular in terms of her music. She might be in terms of being on Variety, right? But her music, I think it hits a select audience. But they got that Nunu Nana song viral in Korea to a good extent, right? I thought that's pretty impressive. For me though, all right, let's say I'm like, if I could be a solo artist, cool, because that's like, you know, I think that's the real dream for a lot of people. I don't think no one wants to be like, I don't know how many people want to be like, I want to be a group member, right? Like
I
think
would
a lot
never
of
want to
people,
be a soloist. I'm
Really?
sorry. Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
too
wow.
much pressure.
Dream big, Anita.
Yeah, right. I feel like dreaming big's like I'm a massive solo artist.
We're all gonna have our solo podcasts one day.
Yeah, but I feel like, all right, if I'm in the P Nation group, if I'm gonna take a risk of my youth, right, and I want to roll the dice and see if I could ever become super famous, why not risk it with Psy? That just sounds like a cool thing to do, right? Yeah, so that's my P Nation. I think would be cool. So I need to wait. Warren wanted Cube because of the production aspect potentially. I want to go to Cube because I want to be a cool filler guy.
No, creative freedom.
Creative freedom.
Yes.
Anita, what did I know you said KQ and Happy Face, Cracker, right? That was the one you
Cracker
decided on.
Entertainment, yes, because I think I was basing a lot of my choices or like the runner-ups based on like musical direction and like sound that they have at the moment and like how they manage their groups. So I was.
Can I ask you a question about
Yes.
that? If they told you the group was going to be called The Girls, what would you feel about that?
I mean, it's not a terrible name. It's not the best name.
You don't
considering...
think that's a terrible name?
I think there's worse. There could be a lot worse.
Honestly, I think The Boys as a name is worse than The Girls. Because I think that The Boys, like when you like, hey, it's The Boys. It's like I feel like there's a certain level of like immaturity that comes with that name. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't feel like if we're like 28 years old, we're gonna be like, yeah, we're The Boys. Like, I know that they've made it cool because they are cool, but I just don't think like The Boys is like the best name ever, which I've mentioned in the past.
Hopefully, the name is a little different.
Yeah, but overall, I want to know what SojuTalk Nation, the type of groups that they would want to join, because there's so many companies, and I know some of them have bad reputations, but I know people might be able to overlook those type of things. Like, you know, BBC hasn't been the best to Luna, I think a lot of people would say lately. But maybe you want to be in something like Luna, because Luna does still have a ton of potential. Warren is back. He froze for like 30 seconds before. He's back again. Do you have any closing thoughts on this topic? He just lagged again. I shouldn't have mentioned his name. Anita, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, I think it's very interesting to talk about this though, because the twist on the question was that it has to be non-Big Four. So it really makes you think about like who are the other players and what are they doing in K-pop and what makes them stand out. So it was good. I think it made me really think about other really cool groups and concepts that maybe don't get as much highlight because they're not as big. Like their company is not that big, but they're still pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think once you go past the Big Four, you like. Here's the thing: if like in an ideal world, if I had like a kid, right, and let's say my kid was good at dancing and singing for some reason, and they're like 15, 16 years old, right? Obviously, you try to get into the massive companies, right? Like, because
it's the safest,
They just have the best history with groups. You know, they make the most money. Probably going to get the most popular. I mean, after that, I think there's a big chunk of like pretty high tier groups. I'm talking like FNC, Starship, Woolim, you know, things like that, right? And then there's like a whole bunch of mid tier groups, and I think a lot of them have like interesting characters, because with each of these mid-tier groups, you have to like settle on like, this is the type of group we are in order to like define yourself, right?
Yeah.
But SojuTalk Nation, let us know what non-Big Four company you would like to join and the reasons why. Let us know on Discord, YouTube comments, anything like that. All right.
Is Warren back?
I think Warren's back.
I'm back. I think I should concede my State of the Nation for this week.
Okay, that's
Ping
fine.
seems very unstable. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just skip you that. State of the Nation.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll stay in the background.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. He lagged again. We're just gonna skip him. So Ijina, she's a singer. She also is like a really good pianist. She released a song today called "Dreamy Alarm." It's really good. I want you to go check that out. It features Chaonu in the music video, and he has like an anime face on. So I didn't know it was him until like the last bit of the music video. Oh, Warren just dropped as a whole.
Ooh.
I guess we're gonna take a break here again. 3, 2, 1. All right, we took us a while, but we got Warren back. He's not that laggy anymore, but I probably just jinxed it. But as I was saying, go check out Ijina's Dreamy Alarm. She's a fantastic artist. Go also check out that song she did with Gray.
That's
Which
a
one
great
was
song.
that? Oh, let me find out the name for you guys real.
I remember that song.
That
A while
one
back.
is called Run. So go check out also Ijina's Run featuring Gray. Okay, that was weird. I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to say is how do I put this? So you know that well, number one, Island's over, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of what I was doing in terms of non K-pop music stuff, I would say. Well, and other K-pop stuff. I would say right now I'm more or less just, I've been watching IZ*ONE content. I may or may not have gotten a pirated version of the concert and watched it.
Oh no, you
SojuTalk
didn't.
does not support
Yeah.
pirating.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone sent me a link. But other than that, so a couple cool things. I saw today that Leah Kim released a collab dance video with IZ*ONE, specifically Chaeyeon, Hitomi, and Eunbi.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Additionally, Studio Chum, which releases these really cool 4K dance videos, they're starting to do like an artist of the month, and Chaeyeon from IZ*ONE is this month's artist.
Nice. She's a great dancer.
So a lot of IZ*ONE dance content. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I'm back to just watching like the variety shows that I normally watch because Island's over. Running Man, I Live Alone, Delicious Rendezvous. Those are kind of our standard. Also, that Sixth Sense show with UJ Suck where they try to figure out what thing's fake. That's kind of all I've been doing. What about you, Anita?
Well, as you mentioned, Island is done, so I haven't been doing much of watching. I think
Is that everything you guys were doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So much energy was towards Island.
Oh, man.
yeah, it was a big chunk of screen time for sure.
For sure.
I think what I haven't actually gotten around to it, but I've been seeing a lot of trailers for movies that are coming out
Ooh.
recently.
Okay.
One of them has been released on Netflix, I believe, already, or will be. I'm not sure what the date will be, but it's a zombie movie, #Alive. So if you've seen the trailer, it's, what's his name?
UI.
Really famous. Yes, Yuain. Very interesting. I think zombies have had their popularity point. Especially I feel like now with the talk of pandemic and the virus, it's maybe coming back up again. But it seems interesting. I haven't watched it yet, but I would like to, so I might get around to doing that. But I've also like made like a short list as well of movies that I wanted to see. One of them that I've seen recommended a couple of times is called Memories of Murder. I don't know if either of you have seen it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
a good movie.
Yeah,
Classic.
but mystery detective-ish type. A little bit more on the suspense, like
It's a little noir.
yeah. Interesting movie. But I've heard that it's really good, so I want to watch that. So
Definitely go
hopefully
watch that. It's really good.
I'll get to that.
All right.
That's pretty much it.
Warren, one reality show ends and another starts up soon. Which reality show is that, Warren?
Show me the money. Coming back.
What season are we on? Like 9? Jesus.
Season 9. Oh my goodness! I thought it would die around season 6, but
Are you hyped? You seem hype.
I'm feeling kind of mixed. You know, season 8 was a kind of a flop for me. But hey, the producer lineup this year is kind of wild. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I thought it might be a good idea to go over who these people are in the coming weeks before we go into Show Me the Money. And the team I want to talk about this week is Team Kpop, also known as Team Kunst and Palo Alto, who are both of their aspects, very unique. Very, one is a very OG member, one is a very, one of the biggest producers in the scene right now. And I used to have notes on my other screen, but I had to take it down because I think that was maybe what is interfering with the internet connectivity issue. I don't know. So I that's why I'm looking on my phone. I'm still paying attention to the podcast.
Okay.
The thing with Palo Alto, right? Like, I don't think he is recognized as often in the foreign fandom as one of the OGs of the industry, but he really is. He is one of the people that led a huge era of change. He's been around for nearly 20 years at this point. He was originally signed under Jungle Entertainment. Do you guys know where that is?
Nope.
It used to be led by Tiger JK.
Yeah.
T and Busy.
Yes.
Also was the family home of MIB,
Right.
which is the group that Gangnam was in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Regardless, that company really didn't go to many places. There was a lot of legal issues, but whatever. Palo Alto was, he was like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. Came outside, created Highlight Records around 2009 or 2010. And you have to realize, back in the day, this was before Show Me the Money. This was the days when like hip hop clubs were not a thing. Right? This was back when hip hop was like nobody listened to like
Not
why would
mainstream.
you listen to rap, right? Like it was like you listened to Lee Sung and Dynamic Duo, and that was like it. And that's what's crazy because he created the company and he picked up all these random people who are now like super influential people on the industry. Like take for instance Ichima. That came out of Highlight Records. Kid Ape, he used to be Kid Ash, who got picked up in Highlight Records back in like 2012 or something, as a part of cohorts. Anyways, point being, Palo Alto, really influential musician. He, I think, has one of the best eyes for picking up good talent. So I'm really curious as to see what he's gonna do in this next season, where they're supposedly picking this new young boss. I don't know. On the other side, we got the producer, Kunst. I don't really remember his debut year, but he's been around for like 4 or 5 years. Well, 5-6 years now at this point. He originally used to be a part of High Ground Music, which was under YG at one point. Which like I really think if High Ground had a lot more money, he would have been even way bigger. But luckily he got out and he got signed under AOMG, where he's like really flying around nowadays. He has a very lo-fi yet very clean aesthetic to his music. It's very lots of usage of texture, and the sound is, he puts a lot of effort into the sound design of each song. And if you think about Good Day, for example, from 777 back in the day, which was produced by Kunst, it has a very nice finish, but it also has very nice textures. It's very lo-fi yet very clean. It feels vintage, but also has a trap element to it. He's very unique in that aspect, and he is easily one of the artists that I point to when I say, Korean hip hop has some unique people in it. So that's an interesting person you might want to check out. So both of them have recently dropped albums. Palo Alto has released The Legacy as the Highlight Records compilation a couple months ago. Kunst earlier in the year released People album. He doesn't sing in it. He's a producer.
Right.
But you have people like CJam, Samandi, Pegerin, Lehigh.
Kunst, he's also becoming like mainstream popular too. He's been on a lot of variety shows lately.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of like tall and gangly, a little bit awkward looking. And like
he's a Dobby looking lad.
He actually does look like Dobby from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh.
But go check them out. Good stuff.
We had some news while we were recording. The first one, K Contact 2020 lineup 3 came out. Sorry, Warren, but the lineup is ONEWE, Jaehwan, Ghost 9, ATEEZ, Very Very Anita, Dreamcatcher, Day 6 Even of Day, TOO, CLC, and Natty.
Oh.
Additionally, so this is something. So we got some news about the album, right?
Oh.
So Cardi B will feature on track 4, which is called Bet You Wanna.
Cardi B!
Yeah.
Amazing.
Additionally, they already announced this, but the title track is called Lovesick Girls, and I think that Jisoo and Jennie helped in some way with the production or the lyrics or some form. That's what they also said.
Well, I am interested.
The hype.
Cardi B, let's go.
I don't know. That's pretty exciting. I don't try to make a hot take. That's a better collab than the one they had already.
Well,
okay, that was my take. Yeah, that's like a lukewarm take.
Pretty obvious.
Last thing, so we're going to have a live stream of the album, as we previously mentioned in the podcast. It's on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern time in Korea. So not in Korea, in America, Eastern time. So please check out relative what your time is to us. If it's too late for you, sorry, but there should be a recording of it after we do it, right? So
Probably.
that should be a thing. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that album because I think it's either going to be really good or a hot mess, and either way it'll be entertaining, right?
We'll see what happens.
It is what it is. But this has been SojuTalk Weekly Shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Nita for joining me. We'll be here next week when we cover Blackpink, ONEWE, and SF9 at a minimum. So we'll see you guys then. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Rocket punch, rocket punch, rocket punch.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons. Based Nina, Jenai, Goku Mama, Jacob, Malfiar, NJ Park, Nam Wilson, Tier. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mod, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggle, and Wolf297.